Hi guys, welcome back to Juicy Reacts. Hope you guys are all doing well. If you want to request anything for us to react to, please send us a message on Instagram. Our handles are in the description. And if you like travel vlogs and daily vlogs and that kind of thing, check out our main YouTube channel, The Juicy Vlog. But today, we've got a special video for you guys. This has been highly requested. It's 12 ways the Philippines is better than America.
Bold statement.
We haven't actually been to America, so we're just going to watch it. Could be controversial. I don't know if this is like comedy or controversial or like we don't know. Obviously, that's why we're watching it with you guys for the very first time. So we're going to jump straight into this and see what these guys are chatting about. Let's go. 3, 2, 1.
Say how you feel, you know?
Yeah.
Like you're not going to go to prison for it. Hey guys, I'm David DeMuzio.
I'm Rachel Hemphill.
I was born and raised in the U.S., but I've spent a lot of the last 10 years living in and visiting the Philippines.
So I was also born and raised in the States. My mom is Filipino and my dad is American. I moved here about 1 year ago, and I've kind of noticed a lot of things that I really love here compared to the U.S.
So today, Rachel and I have compiled our top 12 things that we like better about the Philippines compared to the U.S. And they're going to kind of progressively get more important as we go. But I'll start with a pretty simple thing, and that is the music in taxis. I discovered so much music that I love in taxis in the Philippines. People ask me where I get my ideas for my Filipino song covers that I do on YouTube, and it's actually in taxis. I hear different
I've done like Shazamming in taxis here because I love the music.
Songs. One of, for instance, the songs that I now love that I never heard in the U.S. is the song For the First Time by Kenny Loggins. I never heard it in the U.S., even though he's an American artist. Also, Honesty by Harum Scarum is one of my favorite songs, and I never heard that except in the Philippines.
The first thing I've noticed since I've been here is when I go out to eat at restaurants, specifically Filipino restaurants, everyone orders family style. So what that means is we order like 5 or 6 dishes and then everyone just shares that. But in the U.S., it's not common to do that. So if you go to a restaurant, you get the menu, you pick what you want, and then when the food comes, you just eat that. But like no one's really supposed to like eat your food. But even when you're just out with friends,
sharing and having lots of different
then you
things
get to try so many different things.
Like,
such a good idea.
It's just so nice that you're sharing. It's just a different kind of vibe, rather than just being like kind of closed off, and I don't know, it's different, but...
I totally agree. I think that the way you eat also relates to a lot of other things in the culture. So the number 3 thing is that the Philippines is a lot less Sioux happy than the U.S. And I really like the vibe that brings to everything. There's a lot more freedom, honestly, that I feel on a day-to-day basis in the Philippines because of that lack of worry about somebody is going to sue you. To give you an example, we just went outside and we're shooting a music video, and we just hired some random dude's scooter, paid him 200 pesos, and like...
You could never do that in the U.S. No one would ever...
No, people would be so worried that you would get hurt and sue them. And so I think that there's like this sort of Wild West feeling to the Philippines in like a less Sioux happy environment. And I love that.
The 4th thing that I've noticed since being here is that people are much friendlier to me compared to when I'm in the U.S. I have a little bit of a Filipino...
We've never been to the U.S., but compared to the UK,
like people being friendly to us in the Philippines.
It's just so easy for me to talk to people here and meet new people and make friends. Like everyone seems to be so friendly to me.
Yeah, I think generally Filipinos are more friendly to foreigners than Americans are to foreigners. So for instance, if you're a random dude from Zimbabwe or whatever, and you like go to a party in the U.S., like a barbecue, and you're like the dude from Zimbabwe who just visited, I don't think people would really go out of their way to talk to you. They'd just be like, oh yeah, that's the dude from Zimbabwe who's here. Versus like
the dude
here,
from
I feel
Zimbabwe.
like people would go up to that guy and go, oh, where are you from? You're from Zimbabwe? Like,
true.
what's it like there? Why did you visit the Philippines? They'd be a lot more interested in you as a foreigner and why you're there. It's much more friendliness in that way.
Yeah.
Okay, number 5 is one that Rachel has not yet discovered, but I told her about it, and I think she's going to be very happy now. And that is 50% off bake sales at closings at bakeries in the Philippines.
In fairness, the UK
there are no
does that.
50% bake sales at closings. I've never come across one, at least in my entire life. But most of the bakeries in the Philippines, especially a lot of high-end
I love how this
bakeries,
is halfway up the list.
delicious.
You know, it's
Yeah,
important.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
it's very
50% baked
important.
goods.
Usually about an hour before, they have a 50% off sale where they put just about everything in the entire store at 50% off.
Makes
and
sense.
it's
He's so excited
cheap
about
and
that.
delicious. So I would go and just load up with like a giant bag of baked goods and eat that
She's
for
like,
the rest
yeah,
of the
yeah,
week.
great.
Yeah. Okay, can
see,
we get
I've
on to
been
6?
here for almost 1 year, and I've never heard of that in my entire life. Like, I love bread, I love desserts, I love cakes, like, all that stuff, and I've never seen, like, a 50% bake sale.
Yeah.
That's really crazy to me, because they would never do anything like that in the States, unless
I just realised he's
all the
so
food was,
smart.
like, really old, or
He's a
just...
suit.
Yeah,
really
yeah,
bad
yeah.
to
What, what's he
inspire.
doing? Where's he off
I'm
to?
literally in like gym leggings and a hoodie to
No,
film a
I know
YouTube
that.
video, and he's like, "Oh, we're filming today. I'll put the suit
Stepping it
on."
up.
Love
Check
it.
that out. So
Must be a bit
number
warm,
6
though.
is surprising to me, but it's that some chain restaurants from America are much better.
Ooh,
in the
which
Philippines.
one?
We can't
So,
relate to
for
that because we haven't been to
example,
America.
I love Chili's, the restaurant, and in America we
Chili's,
would go all the
haven't heard of
time, but
that.
it started to just go really downhill.
You
The
did
food
say the
wasn't good,
McDonald's
the
chicken
service
nuggets are
wasn't
better
good.
here.
But then I came here, and it was like the service was so amazing. People were so friendly, so attentive, and then you got your food quick. It was hot. It was, you could tell everything was fresh. Like, it really
Nice.
surprised me, because you would think that if it's a chain restaurant, it should just be exactly
Same.
how it is in the U.S.
Yeah.
But here it's like 100 times better.
Yeah, so another one for me that's the same is actually Starbucks. So in the US, I rarely go to Starbucks, and I definitely
Starbucks
would
is
never
really
go to
good in the
Starbucks to
Philippines.
eat
So
a
on
meal.
road
I
trip
would never
staple.
think about having my
Definitely.
lunch at Starbucks, right? But here in the Philippines, I eat at Starbucks almost every other day. The food at Starbucks is awesome, and it's all different. It's actually Filipino-related food at Starbucks. So one of my favorite desserts in the world is banoffee, and Starbucks has awesome banoffee, which is also a Filipino dish. Starbucks in the Philippines is much better. And it's actually run by a Filipino company. It's not run by Starbucks America. So that's
Oh.
why Starbucks in the Philippines.
Starbucks is
way
awesome.
better.
Have
Yeah.
to say, like, we're not
Such
huge fans of
friendly
coffee
staff.
there,
If
but
you've had them,
the
and
staff
that
always
is-
amazing.
Yeah, they are,
Food's
aren't
good
they?
on road
US
trips. Pick some up
are
quickly.
Not even particularly good, and here they're
Agreed.
absolutely delicious. I could eat them every single
Mangoes.
day at every meal.
Oh yeah.
And in the US, they're actually very hard to find. Okay, the 8th thing for me is movie theaters. If
Oh,
you've ever been to a
100% agree.
movie theater, you'll probably know that it's really expensive, and you can't buy snacks because they're really expensive. Just for a box of popcorn is literally $10. For a drink, that's $5.
So
that's
true. Think about Cineworld in
already
the UK.
Oh yeah,
almost
the
1,000
UK is
pesos.
The tickets,
expensive.
the food.
Wow.
Just for snacks. Like, people always have to sneak in snacks, whether
Yeah.
it's
We
in
do
your
that in
purse
the
or like in your
UK.
jacket.
Get them from the
It's like-
supermarket.
Pocket.
yeah, but
Always
here
really
in the
nervous as well. What
Yeah,
are they going to
yeah,
do?
yeah.
Check
It's
me.
really cheap,
Probably at some
and
point.
the food and the popcorn and everything is really cheap, and you don't even have to buy it at the movie theater. You can walk in with literally whatever
Yeah.
you want,
Yeah.
and they don't care. Here, I love the movie
So
theaters.
true. We were going
I
out
go
2
to
or 3
way
times
more
a week
movies when I'm in the
in Manila
Philippines.
here.
For
Lazy
sure.
boys.
Did you ever notice that some movies come out here first as well?
Yeah.
I did
Yes.
notice
Marvel
that.
films.
It's like I'm talking to them. I keep replying.
I saw Bohemian Rhapsody, and all my friends in the States were like, "What? You already saw it?" Like, it came out, I think it was just one day earlier.
Oh, okay.
But I don't
Captain Marvel did
understand
that.
Yeah.
But like a
why.
week.
I'm sure there's some reason.
Well,
but,
we are a day ahead here. So
But-
it could be that.
It's not that.
maybe.
But a lot of movies do
They do
come out
come out
even like a
early.
few days
Yeah.
earlier here. Number 9 is the opportunity to help people in really small ways that still has a significant
nice.
effect.
Yeah,
on
really
them.
nice.
And I'm not going to talk about this to brag at all. This is something that makes me happy. I find that there are a lot of ways to help people in the Philippines that make me feel really good and also really helps them, and it doesn't cost a lot, and it's not difficult to find. So in the US, for instance, if I was to go up to someone on the street who had like a difficult job, a street cleaner or something like that, and hand them $20, it really would make no difference, and they'd almost be like, why are you giving me $20? Like, it's nothing.
Yeah.
But here in the Philippines, because there are so many homeless people and so many people in difficult positions, I actually give out a lot of cash on the street. It just makes me feel good. So almost every single day, when I'm walking somewhere, I'll see a person that's working on. A lot of times it's recycling, and they're digging through the trash and they're finding the bottles to be able to recycle them and have money. And so I'll have 1,000 pesos in my pocket, which again is only like $20, but I'll just give them the 1,000 pesos and their face lights up and you can tell that it's instantly made a difference in their life. And it makes me feel good, and it's just fun to be able to like help somebody so easily. And I do the same with a lot of kids on the street. I don't give money to beggars on the street because I feel like there's a lot of corruption and things sometimes in that. But I will find kids on the street and I'll just take them to restaurants. So a lot of times I'll be at a nice restaurant myself, and then I'll just walk out of the restaurant, look for some kids, and then just bring them to the restaurant and buy them the same meal. And it's really fun.
Number 10 is the opportunity to make and create deep and meaningful friendships. So I've only been here for less than a year, and I have already made an unbelievable amount of friends, and they're all so close to me, and they know pretty much everything about me in such a short amount of time, like compared to my friends in Colorado, who I absolutely love and cherish, but like I've known those people my whole life, and it feels like since I've moved here, I've already known these people my whole life, and it's just that easy and that quick.
Same for me. I have just as many close friends, like lifelong friends, here in the Philippines as I do in the US. And I only lived in the Philippines for about 2.5 years, and I lived in the US, most of my life. People are a little bit more open to allowing you to be a good friend of theirs, and they're like looking for good friends. Versus in the US, it's like you find like a new good friend every couple of years, maybe.
I think a lot of people here really cherish companionship. And having new experiences and meeting new people. A lot of people in the US don't really, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but some people just don't really think that way. They're okay with where they are, and they're okay with who they're around.
Yep.
So they don't feel the need to like, I guess, branch out, which sounds kind of bad, but
yeah, I think it's true.
Makes sense.
Number 11 is cover bands here are in general way better. So
really
everybody
good
around the world
musicians,
knows that Filipinos are possibly the world's best singers per capita. I mean, there's just ridiculous amounts of great singers. And it is not uncommon at all to walk into a bar or club here and hear them belting out a Journey song, and it's literally sounding just like Journey. And that's
interesting that you said Journey
Because there's a Filipino.
Number 12, this more applies to me, I think, but the drinking age and the nightlife and the
I
night.
don't even know what that is. Is it 18?
Maybe.
Is that the UK, isn't
in
it?
the US, you cannot drink or go out to clubs until you are 21. So for me, I'm 18, so being here in the Philippines where the drinking age is 18, it's 18, so I can go out, I can drink with friends.
I thought she was a bit older than
We should
that.
look into these guys more. I don't know who
Which
they
I
are.
don't do so often, but it's really fun, and compared to the States, you can't really do that. And also, when you do go out to the clubs in the States, they all close around 2 a.m., 1 a.m., but here in Manila, it's kind of like the city that never sleeps of Asia. People party until 5, 6 a.m., and maybe that's not necessarily the best thing, but it is what makes the Philippines a little bit different and a little bit more fun than the US.
So Rachel and I had an extra 2 bonus things that we wanted to add. And you're probably thinking, why didn't this already make the list? But we just figured that it was so obvious. And that is, number 1, the beaches. The beaches here, just
so amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's no comparison to America.
Literally no comparison.
What's your favorite beaches?
Oh,
Well,
I
haven't
really
been
nice.
to too many places, but I did go to Siargao,
Nice.
and that is literally unreal. Like,
Wow.
you won't find a place like that anywhere in the States. And I know you can't really compare because we're on an island, and that's why it's kind of obvious. But it's so beautiful. Everywhere I go is so beautiful.
I do think that the Philippines has the best beaches in the world. And I've been to Thailand, to Hawaii, to Australia, to all the other places.
That's good to hear.
Mauritius, everywhere that's got nice beaches. The Caribbean, I've been all over. And to me, the Philippines has the best beaches in the world.
Yeah, I used to always want to go. I beg my parents, let's go to Hawaii. Like, why do you want to go to Hawaii? It's the same as the Philippines.
Yeah.
I just never understood, but after being here and really seeing the beaches, it is so amazing, and I don't think anything else could compare.
And the last one that we're going to throw out there, again, quite obvious. We didn't want to add this to the top 12, but it's just in general true. And that is a lot of things are way cheaper in the Philippines. There are certain things that are more expensive, but on sort of like a day-to-day basis.
Basic things that you need.
Yeah, especially if you're vacationing. There's very little that when you're on vacation here that wouldn't be cheaper. Hotel rooms, you know, the hotel we're in right now is like, it's in a great location, tons of restaurants around. It's $18 for tonight, you know.
$18.
Yeah.
And it's so clean and it's so nice. In
Wonder
the
which
States, you
hotel
pay
it is.
$18 for a hotel room, and you need to like sleep with a gun next to you.
Be
It
sharing
says
a
up
bed
there,
in
Red
prison.
Planet.
Oh, is it a red planet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for watching, guys. Please click the notification bell if you'd like to get notified.
Oh, cool. Okay, we're going to check out their channel a little bit more actually.
Are
Let's
they
find out.
together?
I guess so. Yeah, I guess they are.
Yeah.
No idea. We'll check them out more. That was really nice to
Really
watch.
nice.
Really nice
It's
to
made
see.
me want to do a like UK Philippines version.
We could do a similar
That's
video
what I
to
mean.
that. Yeah, we could do that.
I'm gonna write that down.
All right, write it down. Okay, guys, thanks so much for watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. As we said, follow us on Instagram. Send us any more reaction recommendations. We'll see you in the next Juicy Reacts.
Bye.
Bye.